Welcome friends, back for the 15th day here in BigDenoPlays Earthborne Rangers. This is the halfway part in how long the campaign could last for, but I don't know if it will last for that full time. Instead, we will continue our journey. We're heading down, if we nip over here to the map, we're heading down towards Tumbledown and the Marsh of Rebirth to try and find a solution to all of these reclaimers that are around. So we're going to try for the Hunter at Tumbledown, and then we'll go to the Marsh of Rebirth as well and see what else we can do. Bit of fun. Let's nip over here. So as always, we start our day not with just bent a card there, Deno. Try not to do that, you penis. What an absolute spud. I think we're okay. Yeah, we'll be fine. Just bend them all a little bit. Cool. Let's deal ourselves out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what we're starting with. A new manifestation. Quizzy's snack. Sill's sketchbook. Oh, it's a good start. Reclaimer mucus has been pretty clutch. I think we'll put those back in the deck. Grab 2 more. Touch of it. Look at this. It's a great start. It's a fantastic start. All right. So if we have a look here, we are at Watcher's Rock, which has story number 38. From Watcher's Rock, you can see dozens, maybe in hundreds of kilometres across the green that fills the land south of the valley. Beautiful. Watcher's Rock. So the lead ranger will draw a path card, and so we will do that. Our deck at this non-pivotal location is made up of the ravine. It is a mountain, so we are in fact dealing ourselves 3 reclaimers in this as well. We'll do that in a dumb way, but that'll do. Cool, excited, should be fun. I've enjoyed the stave of the sun as the conduit for my shaper. It's been a good little way. So we're drawing 2 path cards. The first one we draw is a web wall, it is an obstacle. The second one we draw is a fraying rope bridge. Okay. Can clear it from harm. Sunlight causes harm to come into play. Not ideal. All right, well, let's put in Quizzy's favourite snack for 1 to start our day. And then we will also play Sill's sketchbook for 1 awareness. So we have 2 sketches on our sketchbook and we have 2 snacks for her to eat. Num 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 num. Touch of the Ferdessa is not of much use to us. Skywhip is not of much use to us. Reclaimer mucus, we'll definitely keep that one in hand. Or we could just, do we clear the web wall? It is a feature. We can traverse the web wall. So I think we will traverse the web wall. We'll spend our 2 fitness. And we will add light as a feather onto that. And then we will add a glint. This will come back down here. We'll then exhaust our roll to bring that back into hand. This is gone. There are none of these around. So this gets shuffled back in. Good start. Just realised I didn't shuffle that on screen, but I did shuffle it off screen, so I think I might have done it at the end of the last episode actually, so you may see it there. If you want to believe me, you're welcome to do so. We don't want to discard the Reclaimer Mucus, so we will spend 1 spirit, Touch of the Verdessa, to move our play a token to that location. We succeed. at moving our thing, and that clears that thanks to having our ranger token on it. We will rest. No, we'll remember our ranger training. Nothing there. Quizzy's favourite snack, we'll put that on the bottom because we've already got it. And we'll draw another Sky Whip. Then we will draw a card. Cordo's Instinct. This will all come back. We rest to end our day. This goes here. We draw a single path card. It's a Reclaimer Seeker. There's no Flora, so we can't do anything about that. But we will exhaust our roll to bring Touch of the Videssa back into hand. Now, is this the target? He ambushes us for 2. 1, 2. We'll use Quizzy's favourite snack to bring those 2 cards into hand. Very good. Very good. All right, well, I think Cordo's Instinct, touch the part, yeah. Place it on top of the bottom of the deck. Very good. Light as a feather. Choose any number of path cards within reach and shuffle them into the path deck and then draw 1 path card. That's pretty good. So we've got some options. We can just attach the Reclaimer Mucus to it and ignore it. And then traverse the location. We can Sky Whip it to try and get rid of it. Or we can just Raw Dog through it and not worry about the 2 fatigue because we have Quizzy Snack. Well, Raw Dog, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. It's a 0. So we've cleared the location. We can travel. We do add a Mucus token to the location, but that doesn't matter. We suffer 2 fatigue. 1, 2. We're going to travel. So we draw a card. The Reclaimer Seeker goes away. This is fine. This. Is it worth drawing some sketches in our sketchbook? We can't afford to suffer an injury if we flip a crest. So no, we're fine. We'll just travel away. Cool. Let's head to Tumble Down. Down here, Tumble Down. Pivotal location. And I think this is where we need to get Kassendi the Hunter from. So we'll set that up now. So we first of all need the Mountain Pass deck, which is here. Tumble Down is a pivotal location. I'm pretty sure there won't be any Reclaimers running around Tumble Down, but let's find out. Tumble Down. Pivotal, I was wrong, it's a mountain. There's little guys running around all over the place. We now need to add the Tumble Down cards to the deck. That's all Spire. That's Meadow. Meadow. That's Cordo. Tumble Down, Tumble Down, Tumble Down. Kassendi Expert Hunter. I don't think Kassendi gets added to this, but I could be wrong. We do add a Reclaimer Seeker. We do add a Reclaimer Seeker, and we do add a Reclaimer Seeker. Oh, we had 2 of the bad ones there. It's awful. Done. Yeah, pretty sure Kassendi doesn't get added to this list. Let's go and read Tumble Down's story. It is story number 10. Tumble Down. Yep, Kassendi stays out. Yes, it's all the end of the river that runs all the way down. If you have not saved Kassendi, do not shuffle Kassendi Expert Hunter into the path deck. We have not saved Kassendi. Lead Ranger, draw a path card. Boom. The Water Spinner. Cool. And this is our path card, a Reclaimer Seeker, ambushing us for 2. 1-2. Not ideal. Comes into play within reach. It's our turn. Boom, tumble down. We'll get rid of Quizzy's Snack to just get us 2 more cards into hand. Light as a feather. There's no Flora. Do we attach Mucus to him? I think we'll play Seen Through Cycles to get rid of that Reclaimer Seeker. We have a glint. So choose a being and shuffle into the path deck, then search the path deck and discard for a friend. Cormac Wellers. Or isn't there supposed to be one other oh yeah, no, Cormac Wellers. We'll have a chat to Cormac Wellers. And he comes into play. We'll go read the story for Cormac Wellers and for the Water Spinner. We'll exhaust our roll to bring that back into hand. What a great, great ability. It's been absolutely clutch for us for a long time. All right, Elder Cormac Wellers, what are you doing, my friend? Go to 77.2. As you walk along the lip of the vast cliff that looks out over the Videssa, the roaring of tumble-down falls echoing in your ears. You see an older fellow perched on an outcropping, watching the jungle below. You call to him, and he looks up from a loosely bound notebook. Greetings, he nods slightly. Cormac Wellers, at your service. You recognise the name. Elder Wellers is the head of Tumbledown and a naturalist of some renown. You ask him what he's doing, and he shows the tight, neat writing in his book, next to a diagram of what looks like a large tree. Just making observations, he says. You never know what you'll see when you wait and watch. Clear him with progress. Would love to clear you with progress. But we can't at this point in time. What was the Water Spinner anyway? Did it tell us anything interesting? I don't think so. Yeah, we can charge our gear. We knew that already. Great, so let's, this is friendly, this is not, so we will suffer a fatigue if we were to do that. We can't exhaust it. Maybe, do we play Cordo's Instinct now? Or do we shape the earth? Yeah, so we'll use Light as a Feather and these two to traverse the location, taking a fatigue. So that's a manifestation. We successfully traverse the location for 4, so we can leave at any time. We do not wish to leave just yet. Discard 1 rain from this card. Each ranger suffers 1 fatigue. Boo. Then, if the weather is inclement, add 1 charge to this feature. It is inclement. Nothing here. I don't think we want to use any of these. Skywhip, no. Eagle Eye, no. Reclaimer Mucus, no. And I don't think we want to remember our Ranger training either. We could, yeah, let's do a sketch. Let's actually sketch the Water Spinner. It's an awareness test. We'll just do it, spending 3 green. We succeed. We unfortunately suffer another fatigue. There's only 2 rain on this now. And there's more charges, but that is all. We'll rest. We'll draw a card. It's Eagle Eye. We'll draw one of these. It's Agitated Meadowlarks. Very nice. We will attempt to connect. Oh, and this attempt to connect with Cormac Wellers. Wow, and all this I've only got one heart. That's a shame. How could you be so heartless? Yep, 2 spirits. And this Cordo's Instinct. Come on, Deno. Yeah, +1. That's nice. So we've connected with Cordo. None of these will happen, but we will be able to bring one of these 2 back into hand, this manifestation. We'll do that now, light as a feather. Let's read. Elder Cormac Wellers has been cleared with progress. Cornmac. Apparently his name's Cornmac. It's not, it's Cormac. But I prefer Cornmac. 77.4. There's not too many of us around here. Tumbledown is a small settlement and there's always a chance something comes storming out of the Verdessa looking for a meal. Most people prefer the quiet of meadow and branch. However, he hesitates for a moment, then continues. Have you met Cassende? She's one of the best hunters in the Southern Valley, but she spends a lot of time hunting hydra worms near the Marsh of Rebirth, and she last left Tumbledown 2 days ago. It's possible she's fine, but an old man can't help but worry, I guess. Can you look for her? I can. Search the Tumbledown set for Cassende and attach her to the search mission. There she is. Record 94.9 3 days from now. 3 days from now. Discard Elder Wellers. So he's discarded. 3 days from now. 1, 2, 3. 94.9. Done. Okay, let's go. So this is a lot of cards to have in my hand and a lot of icons. We are going to end the day. We're just going to rush to Cassende. So we have to find if your current location is not a ranger station when a feature comes into play, place 2 trail tokens on it. Great. We're going to go to the Bowl of the Sun. Hopefully we're going to hang out with a fundamentalist there. We probably will have these Reclaimer Seekers again, because I'm confident the Bowl of the Sun is a mountain location. Let's find out. Lot of traveling around the Bowl of the Sun. It is a mountain, so we do have the 3 Reclaimers. There's no Water Spinner, there's no Elder Cormac Wellers, but we will have 3 of these. However, one of them has to be the Fundamentalist. There he is. Alrighty. So, the lead ranger draws 2 path cards. This is a tragically bad location. However, when a card with a feature comes into play, place 2 trail tokens on it. So we need to have 4 or more. Ben Armon, you legend! And Reclaimer Seeker ambushing us for 2. Don't like that. Wow, our deck is travelling quite low. No features come into play. So, well, I've got a lot of choices here, right? Because I can draw a path card, but let's start by eagle-eyeing, scout 3 path cards, and then draw 1 path card. 1, 2, 3. So Spiderline stanchion is definitely going on the top, and the other two will go to the bottom. We then draw the spiderline stanchion. So that is good. That's up there along the way. So what we might do now, we know that there is two trail tokens on that card. So when a card with trail tokens on it is cleared, place those tokens on this card. Oh, how do we clear that? We can't clear it. It literally can't be cleared. Well, in that case, I don't want it. I don't need to travel away. We'll just have to risk another one. A circling iris, suboptimal. All right, well, what we're going to do is play this single manifestation, light as a feather. We're going to choose any number of path cards within reach, shuffle them into the path deck. We won't play that yet, actually. We'll keep that in hand because I think he's going to come closer. Sky Whip, maybe? I think we'll put Reclaimer Mucus for 1 awareness onto this Reclaimer. And, oh geez, this is bad. We're going to Sky Whip. No, we're going to Eagle Eye again. I really want a feature. Shale Scree is a feature. It is an obstacle. It's not a great obstacle, but we will take it. 2 trail tokens come onto it. We will attempt to traverse the Shale Scree using these 2 light as a feathers. This could cause us to suffer an injury, which would be bad. This will not cause us to suffer an injury. However, we get to choose the order in which we do things. So I think we're okay. Yeah, all right. So we'll spend 6 to traverse the Shale Scree. Ah, you wanker. I may have been better off doing that, but I did not. I wonder if we could exhaust that card, actually, using the sketchbook. Yeah, I think we will actually exhaust that card before we do that, which at least eliminates one of the bad things. So it's exhausted. We add 5 progress to it. These both go to here. And then there's no other bad things happening. We add a mucus token to the location. 1 mucus. Okay, connecting with Ben Armon? No. Sky whipping? No. Focus, meditate to soothe fatigue equal to your effort. We might do that. We will meditate at the location. We get a fail. And we add another mucus token. This is all bad. Okay. So we'll rest for the day, which means we draw a card. Oh no, the trail grows cold. Both of those go away. Oh, that's awful. That's awful. All right. Hey, fractal wire. It's another feature. 2 of those come into play. We draw one of these. Strider. Okay, I need to think very carefully here. we will exhaust our roll to bring light as a feather back into hand. So we need to clear the fractal wire very quickly. And I think we can do that potentially because it is a flora. So let's use our touch of the Verdessa to add 1 harm to a flora to do damage to a path card. So I think we will clear the circling Iris because this is currently, no, because we can get rid of the Iris in any way. So we'll actually just move him so there's no more mucus tokens to deal with. So that's done, and that doesn't cost us anything, just our glint. Then we will attempt to use focus to break the bladed coils. We just need to not get a -2. We didn't get a -2, so we break these, which means we gain 2 trail tokens onto that. However, move this card within reach, it fatigues you. Another 2 fatigue, not good. So that's all from that. This day is going to end very quickly, unfortunately. No glints, a lot of fatigue happening. I think we sketch the shale scree so that we can then exhaust the shale scree, or do we scramble? No, we scramble up the slope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We add 3 progress for every 2 effort. So we successfully clear that. And that's done. So we can piss off the circling Iris relatively easily. We don't want to suffer any more fatigue. So at this point, we rest, draw a card, it's a sketchbook, draw a path card, it's another shale scree. Okay, that's actually good for us, I think, because that gets us 2 path token things, trail tokens, and the very first thing we're going to do is try and clear that with awareness. So let's try for this. Let's attempt to, we'll exhaust our roll to take light as a feather back into hand. It's a manifestation. We'll spend 5 to scramble up the slope, adding 3 progress for every 2 effort. So that is 6 progress, which clears it straight away. So we've cleared the search mission. We do suffer a fatigue to discard a range from that card, and then if this being is along the way and move it to within reach, it fatigues you. We have 1 card left in hand, but we have completed, or 1 card left in our deck, but we have completed, there's a lot of fucking fatigue there. Let's have a look at our 1.45. All right. 0 to 1. You carefully search among the boulders. As you look into one crevice, you hear a low, "Hey," from behind you. Sighing, you turn to see Cassende sitting in a small alcove. Her arm is roughly bandaged, but she still holds her whisper-cracked data carefully with her good hand. Continue reading. Search the path deck for the next predator and put it into play within reach of a ranger of her choice. Cassende's worms are deep and bloody. As you treat her, you ask what happened. "Hydra worms," she grunts as you tighten a bandage. I was culling them and one took a bite out of me. All right, so we rescue Cassende, potentially, because we're about to... Subject of the mission gains persistent. It's being cannot be cleared. We need to take her to a ranger station. First, it's a reclaimer seeker. It has ambush. It ends our day. That's a shame, but we're fine because I think we're just going to re-rack and keep going. Because there's not much we can do about it. Let's bring this up. We've finished our downpour for the first day. There's 3 more downpours on that. We are still at the bowl of the sun, so all of this will go away. Cassende remains in play. So what happens? Start of the day 1.47. And that is all. So let's go start the day 1.47. It was late when you found them and you were forced to stop for the night. Now that it's light out, their injuries are looking worse. No other rangers have shown up and you grimly realise you need to get them to a station today if you're going to have a chance. All right. So Cassende is ready to be rescued. She's with us, she's injured. We're going to start our day at the bowl of the sun. We know we've got to draw 2 path cards. We know there's reclaimers aplenty. Let's see what our starting hand is. Shape the Earth is good. Vaulting Rod is really good. Quizzy Snack is good. Sketchbook is good. Wow, Seen Through Cycles is good too. We can bring the Fundamentalists in. Let's do that and we get Eagle Eye. Fine, good start. We'll shuffle these. We know the Bowl of the Sun story. Lead Ranger, draw 2 path cards. Ben Armond's back. Good to see you, Ben. And the Fundamentalists. It's nice to be here. A pouncing Aatrox. He jumps, he leaps, but he only does 1 fatigue because we have the Fundamentalist in play. We might go read some entries. If you see here, we have entry 94.4. So we'll go read that. .4. Read this entry only if you are on invasion stage 1. Without a faster means of communication, news tends to flow like water along the paths and rivers of the valley, borne by the traders and peddlers and a few dedicated stilt horse couriers. It's expected when then travellers cross paths on the trails, they take a few moments to share stories of local events. The last few times you've stopped to talk, all the stories have been about the reclaimers. A few people report being attacked by reclaimer seekers, and more have seen them moving in the forest and woodlands. Nearly all such sightings and attacks seem to take place near structures or old Estian ruins. It certainly sounds as though they're making themselves at home at the valley. Complete Invasion Stage 1 engaged. Invasion Stage 2 record 94.57 days from now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 94.5. Alrighty. Okay, so that is Invasion Stage 2. So there's a slight change to the path deck. If your destination is a ruin, forest, or mountain, search the general set for Reclaimer Polyp and shuffle it into the path deck. So we only put 1 Reclaimer Seeker in, but we do put a Polyp in there as well. Not into play. Into the deck. Great. So then we'll read Ben Armond's story and the Fundamentalists' story. So Ben Armond's going to help us. He's a good bloke. Enters play. Clear Ben with your Ranger token to board the Swift. The Fundamentalist is at the bowl of the sun, 86.1. As you descend into a warm patch of sun, you see Tycor hum, the so-called fundamentalist of the valley. You've heard Tycor lives alone and often wanders the valley, but here in the verdant stone bowl, he seems to have set up a quiet meditation spot in the greenery. Tycor himself is sitting cross-legged on a boulder with what appears to be an offering of fruits, flowers, and fragrant tea set out before him. His eyes are closed, and you can hear him mumbling to himself. When you get close, he seems to hear you because he opens his eyes. You ask him what he's doing, and he stares back at you for a long moment. Speaking with my parents, he says finally. What brings you to the bowl of the sun? All right. Plenty of options in play here. Plenty of options. Sketchbook with 2 sketches. Quizzy's favourite snack with 2 snacks. Num 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 num. So we just need to get, actually where is a ranger station? Is Tumbledown actually a ranger station? It's not. So where is the closest ranger station? The Sunken Outpost maybe? I feel like that is a ranger station. So if we can get Ben on, he can take us to the ranger station maybe. We need to convince him though. And that is going to be hard to do with the hand that we have. Maybe we don't play Seal's Sketchbook. Maybe we keep that and try and use it. I'm just going to look at this card because I'm pretty sure I've been to that location, which is the Sunken Outpost. I feel like we did go there. Northern Outpost. No, we didn't. Okay. Well. A ranger station is, the closest one is probably the archaeological outpost. We know that definitely is one, so we can go there from Ben Armon. This is going to be a huge flip. If we get this, we just take Cassende straight there on an aeroplane. I don't see any better options here. Let's do it. Come on, Deno. Come on, mate. Yes. It's a 0. So we move our ranger token to Ben Armon, and we convince him of the urgency of our... I mean, we've got a wounded woman here, Ben. Come on, mate. Come on, pal. Climb aboard. The Elder asked me to run these supplies across the valley as quickly as possible. You may immediately proceed to the travel phase of the round. If you do, you can travel to any location within 2 paths. Use the terrain type of the last path you crossed over. If you choose to travel in this way, discard the current challenge card and do not resolve the remainder of this test. Jump on with us, Ben. Alright, that's awesome. So we're going straight to the archaeological outpost. He's brought us on his aeroplane. It's definitely a ranger station. So we have successfully rescued Cassende. That's pretty awesome, actually. Like, that's a great play. I would have liked to have talked to the fundamentalists more about things, but the ranger station is a trail. It is not one of those other ones, so there will be no reclaimers with which to discuss our lives. We do still use this set though. Thank you, Ben. And the archaeological outpost. One of these has to be the archaeology sinkhole. One, two. Done and done. We rescue. Oh, Ben's back. G'day, Ben. Take us somewhere cool again, pal. All right, we've successfully arrived at a ranger station with Cassende, the expert hunter. So we will flip 1, 4, 6. Go team. That's a good effort, really. 1, 4, 6. Rescue. Rescue Cassende. When you finally see the station, you sigh with relief. Cassende doesn't say anything, but once inside, she relaxes as you bundle her up and get her some pain balm and pemmican bars. When you get ready to leave, Cassende grabs your arm. You saved my life, she says, staring at you intently. Thank you for that. You smile and clap her shoulder. Looking into Cassende's eyes, you see gratitude shining back. Return Cassende, expert hunter to the collection. Complete the rescue Cassende mission and write saved Cassende on the tracker. Saved Cassende. Look at us go. We're on fire. Then, each ranger soothes 2 fatigue, which is very nice. We get a sky whip back into hand. Then, if you are on remove the reclaimers, which we are, go to 76.1. Cassende, expert hunter. If you are on the remove the reclaimers mission, here we go. The hunter watches you with a glint of amusement in her eyes. What is it, she asks. You explain your mission to rid the valley of reclaimers and ask Cassende if she has any ideas. I might, she says. Ever since the reclaimers started showing up in the valley, I've been tracking them and observing their behaviour. I noticed that some of the reclaimers had white flowers sprouting from their spines, and that those reclaimers seemed to be leading the way for others, so I killed one and harvested these. Hunter reaches into her pocket and pulls out a vial containing several small white flowers. I've learned that these flowers have no odour, but strangely they emit an inaudible sound, a sonic vibration that only other reclaimers can perceive. And with the help of the artificers of Tumbledown, I developed a lure. It works, but even if we could amplify the sound enough to attract all the reclaimers in the valley, I don't know what we'd do with them once they were gathered in one place. You suggest that perhaps the place is what's important, some place from which the reclaimers couldn't escape, some place like the Marsh of Rebirth, Cassende says. Of course, hydra worms will eat anything. Once they're lured deep into the swamp, they should be able to handle the rest. We just need to get them there. Cassende leaves for a moment, then comes back with a bundle of small devices. You take these lure amplifiers and you set them at the borders of the swamp, then come and meet me at the Marsh of Rebirth, where I'll prepare the lure itself. Before I leave, I'll let Elder Wellers know our plan. He can send word to Lone Tree Station. I'd like to think we can handle it, but who knows? We might need backup. Gain the worm food mission. Worm food. There it is. So we have removed the reclaimers. Bit of fun. Worm food. Did that actually? Did we actually complete the remove the reclaimers? No, we didn't. Interesting. Okay. So we'll keep that in play. Good work, everyone. Good work. Cassende is now in the deck. So let's get ourselves to the Marsh of Rebirth, shall we? We've got multiple reasons to do that. We know that that is where the Shaper is. So let's do it. It'd be good if Ben Armon was here, actually. Fortunately, I know that he is. So, lead ranger, search the path deck for the next feature and put it into play. Fractal wire. It's an obstacle. Done. Then we draw a card. Ah! Ah, it's good times. Good times to be me. I'd really like some more hearts in my deck. On reflection, it's been quite frustrating. So I used that and I did that to do those two things. So that is all accurate. It's really hard for us to convince Ben because our focus is not as high as, well, it's our worst stat. So we do travel actually, so we gain all these back. Proceed to the travel step. So yeah, we draw a card as well. Sky Whip. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I kind of want to exhaust an obstacle. Connecting with Ben would be so good. All right. Well, do we remember our ranger training? No. Let's just use Eagle Eye and see what we got coming ahead. One, two, three. We dislike all of those. I'm sure we're going to get ambushed by pouncing Aatrox. Agitated Meadowlarks. Very cool. So we will actually use our spirit to listen to those Meadowlarks and we'll move our ranger token to them. We succeed. Our ranger token is here. Unfortunately, we then add a harm to each being in reach, which means we kill the Meadowlarks and they die straight away. Well, that was nice. I'd really, really, really like to clear that. So we'll use our Vaulting Rod and this 3 to attempt to traverse that location. We successfully go up 1, 2, 3 progress on the fractal wire, but it is another harm on Ben Armon. Don't enjoy that. We can't connect with him. We'll remember our ranger training. We just draw a card. It's a Strider. That's good. This goes away. We suffer a fatigue. And that's it. We will rest. We will bring a card into hand. It's Ironwool Boots. Good, but not great. We'll draw a path card. It is an Arcology Sinkhole. Okay. Well, we can explore that, but we don't really need to. We just want to connect with Ben. I really, really need one of my... what's that blue manifestation that lets me do stuff? We would have been better off using Seen Through Cycles and then exhausting our roll to bring that back into hand last turn, so we'll do that instead. We'll then attempt to traverse the Shale Scree again, or the Fractal Wire again, I should say. We succeed. We will exhaust our roll to bring that back into hand. We suffer a fatigue from the sun, but we do clear the Fractal Wire, which is good. We'll then use one of Quizzy's snacks and hope that we can just get some hearts. Throng of Life. Yes! The only problem with Throng of Life is we need the focus to play it. Don't like many of these options right now, unfortunately. I mean, our only choice is to try and raw dog a +1, which is just not going to happen. We can afford to take 2 fatigue, so let's Can't do that because we've got no fitness. We'll just put these Iron Wool boots into play at a cost of 1 spirit. And we will, might as well remember our Ranger training. It is a +1. Ah! So we actually get 2 cards. We'll leave them both on top and we'll draw this into hand and we'll try for a 0. That's our best play. Actually, we'll put that on the bottom so that we can draw another one. End our turn. Oh, okay. We're a chance now. Come on, Benny. Fly me to the moon. Agitated meadowlarks. Cool. We will attempt to connect and convince Ben Armon of the priority of our mission. As long as it's not a -2, we're okay. It's a -1. Yes. Ben is going to immediately fly us over to the Frowning Gate. Whoosh, whoosh. Drop us off there, mate. That'd be great. Thanks, Ben. Disappear. The Frowning Gate will require the Ravine set, so we'll get rid of all of these. Quiet. Arcology Sinkhole. There is the Ravine set. It is a non-pivotal location. I'm going to take a stab and say that it is a ruin. 1, 2, 3. Let's have a look. The Frowning Gate. We've definitely been there. There it is. It's not a great location for us, but oh, it's a water and a trail. It is not a one of those. Good. Number 32. Let's read the Frowning Gate. Cassende Expert Hunter is in play. She's not in play. Cool. Lead Ranger, draw 1 path card. We ended our round, so we gain this back. We draw a card into hand, which is here. Actually, here is hand. These were all discarded. Draw a path card. It's an Umbra, and then a Skittish Opalon. 2 bad things. 2 bad things. Dear oh dear. Remove a progress from a path card. Okay. We'll exhaust our roll to bring Throng of Life back into hand. Did I draw a card? I did. It's Quizzy's favourite snack. This may be an opportunity to use Light as a Feather. Choose any number of path cards within reach. No, it's just within reach. That's the interesting thing. Maybe seen through cycles to get rid of Umbra. Don't like that big bird. So we'll do that. Actually, do we just Sky Whip him out of here? Yeah, we might just try Sky Whipping him. We'll use our manifestation. 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can't fail. We do suffer a -1, but he whip. And then because of that mountain, if there is no hazard in play, shuffle this being into the deck. Good work. Good work, team. Had to give up the snack though, but that's okay. We'll traverse the Frowning Gate. And we flip a +1, including sunlight, which fatigues us. But we successfully traverse the Frowning Gate. So I do have a little bit of knowledge that I'm using here, which is good of me. Well done me. We're going to travel again. Because there was a time when we looked at the Swamp deck before and there was a card called the Heart of the Swamp. So we do need to find that card in the deck to be able to get to the Marsh of Rebirth. So that's what we're looking for, the Heart of the Swamp right now. We're going to travel to the Sunken Outpost. If we go over here, trundle all the way down here to the Sunken Outpost, which is this one. It is going to give us marsh cards, which is fun. The Sunken Outpost is a ruin, so we're going to add these 2 cards, plus this swamp set, plus 3 of these. Sunken Outpost. Search the path deck for the next water feature and put it into play. We've never been here, so we will excitedly read this. We definitely need to find some of our spells, given that we've just sky whipped away. All right, let's read 33. The Sunken Outpost. Gordo told you that when the Rangers first explored the valley, they set up outposts every few kilometres. They deliberately placed some in the most inhospitable locations, assuming that would be where they would be needed most. Pushing aside another curtain of moss and cobwebs, you see one of those forlorn outposts before you. The building is sunk deep into the swamp. Between the grime-caked walls and the hydroworms that seem to be inhabiting it, it's clear that no ranger has visited this outpost for quite some time. Water feature, what do we got? Black mud. That seems fun. Done. And then we'll draw a path card. It's a hydroworm. Okay, so really good start. Really good start. 2 Ranger water. X is equal to the amount of water on this location. Focus, divert the deepening water to discard water equal to your effort. Nice. Okay. Well, we ended our turn, so we didn't draw a card. There's a carbon forged trowel, which is nice. We will exhaust our roll to bring a manifestation back into hand. And the one we'll bring in, I think, is Sky Whip. Yeah. Man, Black Mud is punishing. We have no glints, so we can't do anything about that at the moment. So let's bring our carbon forged trowel into play. And we're going to have to discard the iron wool boots to do that, which is a shame. That's going to let us strike. We will spend 1 to remember our ranger training. We exhaust the hydroworm. Oops, I forgot I'm supposed to do that. Suffer 1 injury. Oh dear, that's rather bad. But we did get 1 card, and it is a vaulting rod. Ooh, not bad. Not bad, actually. It's going to prevent us from getting Quizzy's favourite snack. Do we try to connect? Do we try to do something else? No, we don't. We're just going to rest. Oh, this is bad times. This friggin' hydroworm. Will there be another hydroworm? More black mud. Ooh. Okay. At this point, it's probably a good time for light as a feather. So we will avoid the Hydra worm. Oh, we'll exhaust our roll first and we'll bring Seen Through Cycles back into hand. What do we got in here? Sky Whip, Thrum of Life. Yeah, so Seen Through. Yeah, so those are all in hand. We can't use any of them because we have no glints. The Vaulting Rod would be really good. We can fish, Soothe Fatigue and add 2 progress to a water card. However, the max you can add is this test. That is a really good way of getting rid of things. Yeah, so we're going to avoid the Hydra worm. We successfully avoid the Hydra worm. We exhaust our roll. It's already exhausted, so we can now test away without any concerns. However, that one has add 1 water to this location. We're going to be stuck here forever because I definitely didn't do that last turn, but there wasn't a mountain last turn. We need a glint, friends. We need a glint really badly. 2 obstacles. If we can clear that with this manifestation, we're fine. But do we strike? No. I think the Vaulting Rod's the go here. Shape the Earth is good too. We just need some... This guy's hard when you don't get any wizard stuff. Attempt to deal ourselves a card. It's Cordo's Instinct. Alright, that's good. Can't use it this turn, but it's good. At this point, we might as well connect with the Hydra worm. We get nothing, but we do get a glint. And there's no downsides to that. Finally, we have a glint. So we now have some options here. I think we will immediately play Light as a Feather. Choose any number of path cards within reach and shuffle them in the path deck, then draw a path card. It's not the best way of dealing with this because we haven't got any other cards, but we just want to see the heart of the swamp. Hiya! A Hydra worm. Great. I couldn't play that. We'll just assume that I played that at the start of the next turn. So I don't think anything changes there. We draw a card into hand. It's another Light as a Feather. This goes here. We'll exhaust our roll to bring Light as a Feather into hand. We used our glint. It's not ideal, but that's what we got. We can attack that guy, so let's attack him. I really need my... we'll play Cordo's Instinct. It's a moment. We will search the path deck for a card and place it on the top of the bottom of the deck. Renkobo's here. Heart of the Swamp goes on top. Boom. We rest. Draw a card. Touch of the Verdessa. Heart of the Swamp appears. It's a trail. It's a water card. Let's read the Heart of the Swamp. 9.1. No? Yeah, 9.1. For the last hour, the ground under your feet has been growing soggier. The rich scent of loam and decay fills your nose. Finally, you walk under a corridor of arching boughs draped with hanging moss, and you find yourself standing at a narrow spit of dry land leading into a morass of black water, vines and cypress trees. You've found a path that leads into the marsh of rebirth. So if we can imagine life as a hydra worm to intuit the location of their lair and add progress equal to your effort. When you next travel, you may travel to the Marsh of Rebirth. It's not an obstacle. Okay, think carefully here, Deno. Think carefully. Avoid the Hydra worm. Successfully avoided. Add 1 water to the location. We will traverse the sunken outpost using both light as a feathers for 6. So we've got 7 progress on the location, which is good because it keeps adding water cards. And then we will attempt to imagine life as a Hydra worm. And we're going to add progress equal to our effort. We get a 0. We add 1 water to the location, so that is 6 progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can now travel into the heart of the swamp. We will do that. We've exhausted a lot of our cards, but I feel like it was worth it. We don't want to remember our ranger training because if that potentially goes to an odd number, we're done. This goes here. We'll draw a card. It's the Sparrowhawk. This goes away, but we're now in the Marsh of Rebirth. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. No, 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 no. What about how good whoops, I was supposed to do something with the worm fluid lures at the Frowning Gate. I didn't even read that. Cool. We'll go back there, I guess. We've made it all the way to the middle of the Marsh of Rebirth. That's exciting. Here it is. Path deck assembly. Use the swamp terrain. It's a pivotal location. Let's have a look at the pivotal cards in the Marsh of Rebirth. The Roiling. Ale Ambitious Shapers there. Cool. Heart of the Swamp. It is not a ruin or a mountain, so we will not have that. Okay, goes away, goes away. Man, we did such a good job there. X is equal to the amount of water on this location. Great work, team. Okay. Search the deck for the next Hydra worm and put it into play. Good. Let's read section 9. Got some good story coming up here, I feel it. The Marsh of Rebirth. The Marsh of Rebirth is the very heart of the swamp, a swirling morass of sluggish currents and thick waters stained with tannins. The heavy, humid stench of rot fills your nostrils, but despite the smell, the oxygen-rich air leaves you feeling invigorated. The Marsh of Rebirth is a place of decay and death, but also of new life. Whoa. Cool. Lead Ranger puts a Hydra worm into play, and we then flip the Roiling. Okay. 72, you reckon? Well, this could be a short end to our day. The roiling is like a super hydra worm, maybe? 72. Enters play. Oh, you push through thick bunches of cattails and reeds, climbing over sunken logs and smooth rocks. Then with a start, you realise the rocks and logs are too smooth and too evenly shaped to be natural. One shifts beneath your hand, and suddenly you realise you've been climbing around and through the tangled coils of many hydra worms. As they begin to writhe around you, a mass of worm bodies begins to rise up out of the swamp. The warm knot looks like it is formed of dozens of hydra worms. This Goliath is too large to be anything but the roiling, the oldest and nastiest hydra worm in the valley. Okay, well, this is a suboptimal turn of events. We will start by exhausting our roll and bringing Seen Through Cycles back into hand. I guess we avoid. We don't have a Sky Whip that we can play, so we probably just need to avoid the Hydra Worm. Avoid. Success. Fatigue. Flip it. There's a Gathering Storm. If this being has one or more harm, it does not. If this being has one or more harm, it does not. Need a glint, friends. Need a glint. Remember our ranger training. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Sills sketchbook. I want to Sky Whip that guy, but we can't really do it. So let's actually try and connect with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're connecting. 6. 6 progress on him. Good work, team. We'll rest. We'll draw a card. It's Reclaim a Mucus. That's awesome, actually. We draw a path card. It is another Hydra Worm. Come on, man. I feel this is going to be very bad indeed. We did exhaust it. We suffered an injury. So we're almost certainly going to fatigue or injure out here. One more of those is enough. So we'll play Reclaim a Mucus to reduce this path to 1. We'll attempt to avoid this one. We succeed, but we get injured. So, third injury for the day, we end the day. What a real shame. Hydra Worms ahoy. Only 3 of them. Ale was at the bottom of the deck. What a bad turn of events. All I needed was a glint there and I would have brought him on top. But wasn't to be. That's okay. We'll start our next day, which will be day 16, I think. Let's have a look at our tracker. No, it'll be day 17. And we'll read 94.9, but I think we've already saved Cassende, so we're fine. It is a downpour again, so we're starting with plenty of rain. And we are starting in the Marsh of Rebirth. Just got to remember our mission, Deno. But that's okay. It's a-okay. Friends, enjoying this. We've got a couple of new games coming up soon. We've got some Unsettled to play and hopefully stream. And then we've also got Hoplomachus Victorum that we shall also add to the list of games to be played on stream. Should be fun. That's ready for tomorrow. That's ready for tomorrow. That is ready for tomorrow. We cannot swap cards into our deck because of, unfortunately, we injured out. But that's it. I'll catch you on the next episode. Big Deno out.